As if Black America hasn't already given white America enough reason to not trust them. Every now and then you get one of the good ones that step up and say things that need to be said. You know, like Officer Brandon Tatum, or ex-officer Brandon Tatum, whatever you want to call him. I think he's generally a good dude, but I'm just starting to wonder now with the way MAGA is going, if he's just not another one of those t-shirt hustling shills that'll say anything to draw an audience and then just say something else later and not even acknowledge it. So over the next few videos, including this one, I want to call out some of his hypocrisy, and I'm going to let him make his point completely in each clip that I show. I'm not going to do any of those 3-second CNN gotchas. He's going to make his point completely, and I'm going to make mine. So let's roll the tape.
All right, let me ask this question. Let's deal with the elephant in the room, the question that white people watching this are probably having. Brandon, I'll start with you. Are there more N-words than regular Black people? Are we outnumbered?
Well, man, you put me on the spot. Some people ain't gonna like what
That's
I have
what this
to say.
show does.
I'd say, unfortunately, I think that there's a slight majority that's N-words. I think that it's a dwindling population. And the reason I say this, because you can look at voting, and it could be somewhat of a determining factor. You can look at the way Black women vote, which is astronomically outrageous in my personal opinion. So with those voting numbers and with things that I see online, even when I was a police officer, I think unfortunately there's a good majority of Black people who are like that. And I think that there's a small group of, or not say small group, but just a slight minority group of Black people who are with it. Black people who understand politics, Black people who love this country and that are willing to stand up on principle.
So to be clear, what he's saying is there's only a handful of smart Black folks and the rest of them are dumb N-words, right? His words, not mine. And I'm not arguing with him because he's right.
I mean, I feel like I'm the only one out here half of the time. You know, it's not a lot of us saying this. And the ones that say it, we get called Uncle Tom Coon sellouts. We get shamed for marrying white women or whatever the case may be. So I feel like it's a slight minority of us that are with it. Unfortunately, a 51% is probably need to get on board.
He couldn't have said it no better than he said it. I think the same thing.
What is it you are afraid Black people are going to do? I mean, that's what I'd like to know.
I'm afraid of them coming to Forsyth County. I lived in Atlanta. I was born in Atlanta. And in 1963, the first Blacks were bused to West Fulton High School. And I go down there now and I see my neighborhood and my community, which was a nice community, a nice neighborhood, and now it's nothing but a rat-infested slum area because they don't care.
Do you mean they, us, the entire Black race? The entire Black race?
No, just most of you, Oprah. And even Brandon Tatum can see it.
Blacks, and you have...
What's the difference between a Black person and a to you?
I've talked to Black people. Black people, they don't want to come up here. They don't want to cause any trouble. That's a Black person. Wants to come up here and cause trouble all the time.
I think that even in 1987, the sentiment was true then and it's true today. And I believe in my whole heart that most white people in America and most Black people believe exactly what this white man is saying.
What, now most Black people are good people? Well, I thought you just said that most Black people were N-words, but continue.
But today, if you say this, you will get canceled. Roll the clip.
Hey, am I quiet enough for you? Am I quiet enough for you? The lady told me to shut up. Man, do you know the is? Told me to when I'm quiet, my conversation now I'm on the phone. Is up quiet enough?
White people, I don't know what it's like to be a white person thinking about Black. Like, white people are probably like, where do these people come from? Has historically been white people going on a good, wholesome cruise with their family. And then the Negroes, that untrained, unhoused, crazy, I name my kids after nightmares type people are getting on these cruises and getifying it to now they can't make money doing this. So they got to ban black people from, look at what they're doing. Roll the clip.
Carnival Cruise Line does not like black people, and they don't want black people taking their cruises, okay? It started off with the speakers telling people that they can't bring speakers no more. Why would you not want people to be able to bring speakers and listen to their own music? Anyway, now Carnival has banned rap music on their cruises. Now, I've been seeing little posts here and there the last couple of days that Carnival is not playing rap music in the clubs no more.
No, hold on. What demographic is trying to get kicked out? It ain't that they keeping y'all away. They'll love to take your money. But y'all be doing ratchetness, listening to music, talking about sucking and doing all this other stuff in front of people, kids. That's why drill music, talking about gun them down, in this, in that, mother, in this, girl, sucking, doing this, and y'all playing all that. And the white people are sitting over there with their kids like, some of the behaviors that have triggered disciplinary actions are physical fighting and verbal threats, excessive drinking and drug usage. They banned marijuana because I guess people were smoking weed on the thing. Bringing banned items, no battery fans, and large speakers. Define staff instructions, lewd, aggressive, and disruptive public behavior, refusing to follow dress code or safety rules.
Exactly. After everything he points out in all of his black fatigue videos, he seems like he gets it.
Carnival crackdown on unruly behavior. New policy ban large Bluetooth speakers, rowdy public dancing, and disruptive behavior on deck and common areas. These changes are about preserving order, not targeting anyone's race. Wake up. Nobody want to live around that stuff.
That's right. Nobody does. And that's why you yourself married a white woman and moved to a white neighborhood, because even you have black fatigue and understand. It's almost a shame that white people aren't smart enough to wake up and start their own European-only settlement. You should support that, right?
Nobody want that ghetto stuff. These people are idiots to me, but being an idiot ain't illegal.
No blacks, no Jews, no gays.
So here we have it, people. The build-up. The actual clip that I wanted you to see. It turns out that we do actually have a group of white people who are fed up with blacks, much like Brandon, and they ended up pooling their money, and they ended up starting their own white, European-only community. And now suddenly, it's racist. You have a group of people who, through their own money and blood, sweat, and tears, want to start a nice community, and now because he's black, and most likely he would never get in because he's not European, and obviously there's something wrong with his thinking. I think it's just the black brain, that whenever there's something white that they can't have a piece of, no matter who they are, including Brandon Tatum, they'll talk about it like, well, I don't blame whites for wanting to move away from you until you find a way to do it, and then he doubles down with the rest of these low IQ assholes and start calling you a racist because now he wants a piece of something that you created, just like the rest of them.
High up in the Ozark Hills, in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only.
What we've done here is...
Nobody cares.
You sure seem to, Brandon. Why else would you be doing a video on it?
Establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation.
It isn't segregation if there's no one there to segregate. They're starting a nice community full of decent, upstanding people, which you supported up till now, but you seem to have flipped. And I see that a lot in your messaging these days, Brandon.
Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
Do y'all really care? Like, to be honest, in the comments, I don't care if these ignorant, weird white people want to live by themselves in a forest somewhere. Is this constitutionally allowed? And if the answer is no, then they got to break it up because they're doing something that's discriminatory.
It's not discriminatory. People are entitled to have their own place. You see it in Chinatown and all these Arabic areas and other foreign towns. It just seems like white people are the only ones that's not allowed to have their space. People are just happier when they're around others like themselves. Black people do it, Indian people do it, Everybody gets to do it without any problems except white people.
And that's the same for black folks. That's the same for white folks. But if what they're doing is covered under the Constitution and people are just upset about it, then who cares? I don't care. If you don't like the white only thing, make your black only thing.
Okay, so it's called Freedom Georgia. They're already doing it, and the liberal media is already celebrating it as such a wonderful thing. And now that the heavy lifting's starting to get bad, they're talking about demanding reparations to help them fund it. They can't even go out in the woods and behave. They go out in the woods and they become victims there as well. And now they're talking about trying to get public assistance. Go back to Africa.
And I feel like people do it anyway. When I was growing up, black people live on this side of town, white people live on that side of town. And I honestly believe nobody cared. To be honest, they ain't never gonna be nothing. You can't be successful being racist.
So you're saying we went from most black people being N-words to now not having them in white culture. You're suddenly full of cultural enrichment and you enhance everything that you become part of. I guess in terms of, leeching off of welfare and burning the city to the ground when you get upset, since the mainstream have programmed them to self-detonate on command.
When you start going with the color of somebody's skin is the stupidest thing in the world. Because I have seen white people that act just like black people.
Oh, so now his statistics shifted again and there's just as many bad white people as there are blacks. But the thing is, when you average it in percentages, and I know black people aren't very good with math, 13% of the population responsible for over 50% of the violent crime and homicide in the country. There's a few of those that are white people, but we outnumber you by eons, so it's not the same. And no, we are not the same. And we have a right to have our own damn space. So pick a message and stick to it.
And I've seen black people that act just like traditionally white people act. What are we even saying? And you will never accomplish anything in society to a great magnitude if you are only focused on race. You can never find a country that's better than America that's white only.
Because businessmen like you build large platforms and create a lot of influence, and you turn around and you bend whatever narrative you want whenever it's convenient to sell t-shirts.
Because diversity of thought and culture with the same goal is where you get a utopia like in the United States of America.
Did he really just say that? Did he just really say that white people cannot ever have a wonderful utopia without black excellence and their cultural enrichment? Oh my God, somebody give me a bucket. I think I'm gonna throw up.
Y'all see the difference between the ends and the black folks? Like the black folks that get it, they get it. The ends will never get it.
Well, Brandon, I agree. And you, sir, are one of those brothers that don't get it.